What is up, my Red Rebel Nation family? It is your boy Deuces. I am back once again. Thank you. Anyways, you guys, yes, you can't see me again. And you guys, look, yes, Progressive Patriot. I joined his panel last night. And as always, guys, we have a blast. We talk about some crazy stuff and talk about getting in trouble as a teenager, talk about everything at that point. Guys, so I'm going to leave you guys with this video. I hope you guys like it. Go check out my channel. There's a lot more where that come from. Go check out the community post. Check out Red Rebel Nation merch as well. Click on that, get you a shirt, a hoodie, whatever you guys would like to have. Anyways, Halloween's right around the corner, guys. So hopefully you guys have a good Halloween. But first and foremost, guys, like yourself, love yourself, and be nothing but yourself. Like and subscribe to the channel. It's highly appreciated. And it's free. I was looking at my subscriber ratio last night, and there is still 46% of people visiting the channel that is not subscribed. So any of those people that's not subscribed, please subscribe. I will not let you guys down. Anyways, I'm talking too much. I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Let's continue.
Bare Bones is joining us. Tim, feel free to own the floor as I micromanage at this time.
What's up, bro?
Hey, hello. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? Have you met Tim? Tim, meet Bare Bones.
I have not.
I've been around. Nice to meet you.
Nice he subbed. You got a supporter. You got Red Rebel Nation right there, man.
Oh, man. Interesting. I mean, it's interesting, these like conspiracy, because most of them are not like Operation Contra, I think is another one.
That is.
What is another one?
There's at least 26 in this Lifting the Veil document alone, and it is the most documented, cited. There's nothing conspiracy about it being called a conspiracy theory, which is amazing to me.
Yeah.
Something else that's impressive is they'll take cases like this and, like, for example, Harvey Weinstein, the Me Too movement. Hollywood is making a movie about it, and now guess what? They get to repackage something that they did wrong and sell it back to us. It's just amazing.
Well, I mean, Marilyn Monroe made a joke about it. She called it the casting couch. I think I'm trying to remember the movie, but it was basically about the whole thing with Hollywood, with the casting couch type of deal. I forgot the name of the movie, the Marilyn Monroe's movie.
Hollywood is a whole other facet that I'm convinced is just they're I don't know, Holly weird. Yes, this may get a bit into conspiracy, but there's so much I've learned that's disgusting about Hollywood that it's really hard to support them because I love movies. Bare Bones, I do want to offer you an opportunity to just chime in with anything that you got, because this is free form, brother. This is madness.
Oh no, bro! I just thought I'd join real quick. I just been playing some Call of Duty and just relaxing and just watching your videos. So,
what is this term, relaxing, that you use?
Well, I kind of got spoiled, I guess. So today I kind of used the rest of the evening to relax and just not even pay attention to social media. But I heard you earlier talk about this thing. Yeah, and it got my attention, so here I am. So,
what's the thing, if you don't mind me asking?
The phone.
So I was talking about, I don't know, Tim, if you can see the camera. I've flashed this phone a couple times, even to Patty Lynn when I was there. That was a huge milestone for me to be able to thank Patty Lynn, Creek Squad, and Ryan Upchurch, and telling them they saved my life. But I showed her. I put this this little sign on the back of my phone when I felt I was being attacked by a lot of people.
What does it say? What does it say again?
They're not bothering me anymore. It says, "Put the YT world down and live in the now."
Wow, bro, that's hard.
It is, but it's easier once you start trying.
Hard.
Do you know what the better one would be? Touch grass.
Touch grass. Like, stay grounded. Is that?
Yeah.
Don't stay online all day. That's the problem.
Man, I was online so much the other day that I literally, you know how you walk out of a dark room and you go into the front room and you see the light and you're like, holy, my eyes are burning, you know? I look on the couch and my daughter's wearing her sunglasses and stuff. My wife's sitting over there on the couch and stuff. And I was just like, I walk out and I'm just like, I can't see a thing because I'm sitting in a dark room looking at a computer screen. So yeah, it was kind of crazy. But no, man, I've just been kind of just playing Call of Duty today and just kind of just having a good time. I think I'm gonna go metal detecting tomorrow.
Oh my god, I'm envious. I don't know how you balance this free time and hobbies. What's hobbies? I used to
Yeah,
have
exactly.
them.
You know what I want to start doing though? I want to start getting into gas-powered airplanes.
That's
Dude,
good. You
that's
could,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen them using them in like when I live in New York. They used to do them flipping a field before the police took it over for
Yeah,
training.
yeah. Either that or like drones or something. I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. Around where I live at, we got a lot of like old hospitals that's like abandoned and they're supposed to be haunted.
Yeah, maybe do RC cars. Like,
So I thought about taking a drone through the buildings and actually with a camera and actually with a speaker on the camera and just show what's inside there. But then the cops actually told me that homeless people stay inside the buildings, so I may catch something I don't want to see. So I was like, yeah, so maybe I'll double check that and just rethink that idea.
well, just don't live stream whatever you're gonna fly through there and up.
True, that is very true, very true.
Uh,
So yeah, that's I don't know. I'm just trying to think of some ways to like expand outside of what I am now. So make a different channel type, which I already got that. I just waiting for the opportunity to start it. So
so you want like you want a film of like abandoned malls and maybe like just talk about like the dilapidation of
yeah,
them?
yeah. Where I live at, we have a lot of like abandoned buildings. We have um movie theaters that's abandoned.
Wow.
that's kick ass. That's a lot
Like
of
Hollywood
opportunity.
Theater. I'm like, man, do you know how bomb that would be to have that as a house and just drive go-karts through the freaking mall, through the movie theater all the time and just
If you
raise
can
hell?
arrange that, you
I'm
call me
sure.
and I will leave my state.
I'm already trying to think of a series for you. All right, you could.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Here,
So
I,
brief
I-
pause. Brief pause. I want to introduce somebody that I want to show a little respect to. I saw Power Stroke No Joke share this man's video. I believe I got this individual right. Yeah, Eyes Mike. I'm going to welcome you from backstage to the stage. Welcome, brother.
How y'all doing, man?
what's up, Eyes Mike?
I want to say,
It's pronounced Ismic,
Eyes Mick.
but you were very close.
I want to express my well, for one, fantastic job on the video that you got that peanut butter and crack dead to rights on his own words.
I mean, honestly, dude, something's wrong with that dude, and I don't think it's just drugs. Like,
Well, some of the things you said in there, that's where like I'm gonna distance myself, but I didn't hear the things that you said. He said I'm sure I know he said them, but that's
he said a lot of shit that just don't. It's not right. I mean,
Did you see the stream last night? Did you see his stream last night or whatever?
I went in there, dude. A lot of times I just go in there and I'll mute him, like I'll mute the speakers and just read the comments. But I was in there for a little while last night and I noticed they wasn't letting me comment on nothing. I was like, this bitch got me blocked. So I was like, I'm gonna just go play 5M.
Well, and another thing is last night his stream, and I'm actually gonna do a video on what he said last night. But he was in there, and this guy has an audacity to keep, dude. This is the thing.
Has he been live in the past 48 hours?
He did well. It was what last night. I don't know.
Yeah, he was live last night.
Yeah, it had all of our faces on it. It had me, No Stroke, or
Wait,
Power
He
Stroke, No Joke.
had everybody on there.
And I'm just like, what? I'm like, dude, what are you trying to get at here? I mean, and then you go out and you talk about two people basically. The whole thing.
are you talking about he's doxing people? Who's doxing people?
Are you aware? Like, I don't even like saying the dude's name because it gives him more.
We all know who we talking about.
Well, actually, B Tim is not so much invested in.
All right.
This is.
I'm dealing with like right now. I'm dealing with Dolly Vision.
If you want a brief little lesson, not lesson, but if a gist of who we talking about, you can go to my page. Every video is about him.
You mean like the P guy, like the guy who took a shit in the toilet and filmed it?
Yes.
That
Yeah,
guy.
Bingo.
Actually, plot twist. It's what was in the toilet. That's the actual guy that runs the channel.
Yeah.
I think he's it's perfect. Right?
That was disgusting, guys. Like that was most disgusting thing I've ever seen as a grown man to do. I mean, my daughter, guys, look, whenever a 67-year-old man actually takes a shit in the toilet and flush and literally records it being flushed, he's got a problem.
Without a doubt.
100%.
It's very unfortunate that he's just keeps on going at it. He should have just dropped it a while ago and just moved on.
He should have dropped it a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, he shouldn't be in it because nothing was about him. But
Yeah.
Yeah, but everyone's welcome to an opinion. But he should have just
Yeah,
dropped it, and he shouldn't attack that Brian's mom. I don't agree with attacking her. So,
not at all.
Hey, B Tim, did you talk? Did you say something about you was dealing with Dolly Vision? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
yeah, the Dolly Vision and
Oh my
Bullhorn
god.
Betty are literally encouraging people to stand in front of someone's house.
I done did 2 videos on it today. Yes,
Who,
it's
so who was it that got
crazy.
arrested?
Just protest. Like basically, they're bringing their kids and doing like drugs now. The protesters, and it's like a party now.
Oh God.
It's
So,
it's like a movie now, bro.
yeah,
It's like a movie.
and now
Chronicles
Dolly's
of Narnia or Chronicles of I don't want to butcher her name because she actually has a pretty good YouTube channel. I don't remember her name. Chronicles of something. And I used her video today too. I'm sorry if you're watching if you see this, but yes. Anyways, it's like the Amityville horror filmed. It's not, but it is. Okay, guys,
Yeah.
ignore me. But
Yeah.
anyways, it's kind of like that. And I made a video of it today, and it turned out great. I mean, but it's more like a movie than it is anything right now.
I
Yeah,
honestly don't think that baby's in that landfill.
I mean, the problem
Ugh.
is that I like to let the cops do their thing, and I'm worried about someone getting hit by a car and these kids like running because they're literally bringing their kids to this protest, and
Right.
and I
It's a
don't,
safety hazard.
yeah, and I don't want to see some kid getting hit by a car because these morons are like, and they're like, it's just really bad. I don't like it. I think they should stop. If they want to protest, they should be protesting CPS.
What exactly?
courthouse.
But they did. But CPS knew about
Yeah,
the parents being abusive.
and they just let
Not
it happen.
CPS, but the neighborhood knew about CPS or his mother and grandmother, quote, being abusive to him.
Right.
So that's the reason why they're in the neighborhood, supposedly, because of them knowing about the kid being abused in the first place. So that's the reason why they don't care about
See, look,
what they
somebody
say
in
or
the
what they don't say.
I'm sorry, somebody in the chat said because I said I honestly don't feel that baby's in that landfill, and somebody said they feel in water. There's a little lake, right? Not a lake, but like a pond, damn near like right across the street from the house. I think that baby's in that water somewhere, dude. Like
Yeah,
I don't think he's in the landfill.
I have no idea what the kid is. So
I don't know what you guys look.
I got nothing.
Let me say something real quick. And if this offends anybody, I'm sorry, but this is just the truth, and this is who I am.
Yeah, I mean, fuck them if they get offended.
if any time that you are actually, 20 months old, and you get dropped off in a trash can, and you get put in a trash truck, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. You're not gonna climb out yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're
Not at 20. Not at 20 months.
I mean, it's sickening. But the video that was shown of what's his mom's name again?
Leilani.
Leilani and her mom standing next to Leilani, and they was talking.
The way she looked at her.
Yes, the mom looked like she was like, "Just tell the truth, or I'm gonna
Yeah.
sock you. I'm gonna punch you right now."
And then,
That's
and
what it
then she
looked
turned
like.
and looked away and was like, "This bitch." Like, yeah.
Yeah, like, and it was fake crying, guys. There was absolutely no tears in this woman's eyes at all. And we all know that if your kid passes away or is accused of you doing something to your child,
Right.
come on, man.
I get nervous about speculating about how people grieve, although I know she is not the best looking suspect in the bunch. She's actually the top suspect.
She's the prime suspect. Most people will agree that she is definitely the prime suspect of this case.
Definitely,
So I mean, and that's if you look at
they did that video where they were standing next to each other with the news station. But then this morning, the grandma goes and does another little interview out at the street, and she's like basically trying to pretend like she didn't do that video. It's like, hold up, like you got a whole different twist on what happened from last night.
A lot of people believe that they're trying to push the blame on the boyfriend with the interview.
Yeah, I seen that.
A lot of people think that's what's happened. Personally, I'm like, if you ask me to give a percentage, I'm like 60% sure that she did it, and I'm just waiting for evidence to go because I'm not. I mean, I need to first off, I wish they found the body because I hope this kid can get a burial. I mean, I hope I'm wrong and the kid is not dead, to be honest with you, but it's not looking.
Well, Leilani said that she thought Leilani said that the kid hopefully somebody picked him up and made him theirs, or that thought that she was a greater power.
Yeah, she's lying basically.
And then she just automatically like, I don't remember nothing. What don't you
Yeah.
remember? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, and that's the problem. It's like that's a very bad line to make because it presumes some sort of knowledge you have about the case. But yeah, I think like,
definitely.
I mean, I think I'm 60% sure she did it, but I don't like the protesters because I think they're gonna fuck up the case. I think
All
what's
right.
you know what I mean?
Here's what I want to say exactly about that. Okay, my fear about YouTubers getting this involved to the level where they're like, I kind of did my own react video that because I saw Deets on the street have this woman that was like talking to her YouTube chat while agitating, and somebody in the background was like, "I'm gonna use this baseball baseball bat and show you what it can do," and I'm just thinking like, this is going to shine a very negative light
right.
on the YouTube community that with all the people that have
It's
the
worse
best
than that. It's
intentions.
worse.
Oh, it's far worse.
If you watch Savage Media, she actually shows a chat where basically now they tried to send a DoorDash delivery of lube to Lalani's house, and the DoorDash guy basically said, "No way, I'm going there." But think about this much: what happens if they would have opened fire on them and thinking that guy was like trying to break into their house,
Right.
and you just heard a DoorDash guy?
See, these are the possibilities that I wish people that have a large platform would respect. Just how dangerous of a game they're playing, and I want them to question the intentions, why they started doing what they're doing, and if it's really worth the clickbait to get this involved and risk everything and more.
But they're doing it for money. I mean, like Dolly made just in super chats in the last 30 days $7,000.
You seen how many videos he deleted?
Yeah, he's on Court TV right now. He actually.
It's like, dude, you made all of this money off of these videos, and then you just go and delete it.
Wait. He's on Court TV?
Yeah, he just did an interview on Court TV.
Oh my God, what? What? Okay, so he's deleting the videos to what? To cover his tracks of being a douche?
I mean, I don't know, honestly. It's very sus.
Let me make this clear because I'm sick and tired of this like elephant in the room. There has been a lot of people within the respected community that I have going on here. I love each and every one of you, but I cannot keep dealing with this. Like, leave it alone, Eli, because it's just you'll lose our support or whatever. Look, consequences be damned. I disavow a lot of what that man has done. Not for allegations that have been against him. Yes.
Yeah, me too. I don't agree with half of it.
And look, I understand he was also embraced like me as a blessing by Creek Squad. But Creek Squad, I ask you to just hold all platformers, including me, to a certain standard, okay? Just so they could be accountable for their actions. And if they're just doing like going and standing, and I understand, I've heard the boots on the ground. How can you say something negative about boots on the ground? But look at everything that has occurred as a result of that. If it was just him or just BHB, and not them inciting people to come.
Well, there's more people. There's more people coming by. Molly Golightly, Justice for All, who has a McLaren. His husband.
Molly's there.
Molly's going to go down there. Justice for All is going down there, and there's another YouTuber going down there. And they're all going to live.
Well, let's be honest. Molly can't go nowhere lightly with her big ass.
Yeah. Okay.
And please don't kill me, lady.
Some of these people actually travel.
Yeah.
And do this stuff
off of donations.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
Well, they paid for his plane ticket. They paid for Dolly's plane ticket twice because he missed the first flight.
Right.
So he's making. I mean, like if you just do super chats, he's making $7. That's not including like cash apps and all that stuff. That's not including the ad revenue it gets. That's not including that promotion of his soap. Which
I was about to say he sells shirts and soap.
Yeah, free Lolo shirts, which was hilarious. And then he has like soap, like I think Captain Crunch flavored soap he's selling.
What?
I see you didn't make it on a Survivor show.
Yeah.
Well, let me share. If I'm okay, this is the thing about me. I'll use Carmex or Blistex. I will use lotion, but I am not going to lather myself with Captain Crunch flavored soap. It's not happening. That's like my
Captain
man
Crunch
card
flavored soap.
sold.
Yeah, he charges $10 a bar and
What in the
$4 per drink.
diabetes is he thinking?
Well, he's making a lot of money. He sold. I remember I watched It's a Mood, and she said she spent $300 on materials, and he sold it for $3,000. So
Yep.
he makes a lot of money on soap. Like,
Damn, I
ridiculous.
might need to get into the selling soap business because
Me too.
Out of Captain Crunch flavored. Think if he would get like Fruity Pebbles or something.
That's next.
I like
So shoot.
I like taking the Fruity Pebbles and making Rice Krispie treats out of it.
Yeah, I like that too. But
Hey,
now,
So we offer clarification. I apologize, Bare Bones. There is an individual, a viewer that's like, why hating on dude? He makes his own soap. Let me make it clear. The reason he was brought up is not because of his soap.
No, I actually give him compliments on the soap. He can make money from $300 investment.
I mean, congratulations on missing the point.
That's yeah. I mean, that's
the whole point is I'm not hating on him for selling soap. Trust me, every man needs to make some money and every woman needs to make some money. And how you make that money is absolutely your business. But I will say this much: if you're gonna lather somebody with Captain Crunch flavored soap, then you don't need a man card. There's certain things we do, and lotion is one, and Carmex or Blistex is one too, but not Captain Crunch flavored soap. That's the whole point.
I just wanted to clarify the reason why he's being spoke about is because, one, I do not agree with the first maybe boots on the ground approach. Okay, but the profiteering done and for agitating and almost getting in fights with neighbors. I don't care how many times you say the neighbor started it. There's been so much more like law enforcement resources wasted on getting the riffraff off the streets than actually investigating. So my issue is with that and some other things that I wish the community would, like It's a Mood had a lot of people come forward to say some things, but I cannot completely throw in with that because I understand people need receipts. But
the allegations need receipts. Obviously, I agree with that.
What I'm afraid of is this, and I thought about this today when I was making my video. I'm afraid of somebody actually getting shot at doing all this stuff. I mean, you know, it's got to run through their heads when they're sitting there, whenever they're filming each other, whenever they're doing whatever, because people's driving by and dropping off Gatorades.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not only that, but you got to think Leilani and her mom are tied to bikers. I'm not sure if they're 1%ers or not, but bikers do some weird shit. You know, some shit that
for sure
they can't come back from. You know what I mean? And if they 1%ers, they don't care if they can come back from it or not. So, you know, whoever's out there, they need to keep that in mind. You know what I mean? There's bikers around there 24/7 now because the shit's not gonna stop till Clinton's found. But
no, it's not. And there's more people heading there. That's the thing. And it's gonna get out of control.
I mean, I see why they keeping boots on the ground because they don't want them to run like Brian Laundrie did, where they don't want her to run. But I mean, honestly, I think her and her mama need to go to jail for it.
Well,
you know what I mean? Both of them.
Yeah.
I'm more like just waiting for evidence to come in, but I think probably they're not going to be on the run because their faces all over the place. And
well, not only that, but who goes out freaking drinking and partying, and then the song they were singing on YouTube.
That was
on TikTok.
Yeah. That was weird. I think they should have consulted a lawyer. If they're gonna go out and party, lawyer would have probably said, yeah, don't go out partying. It makes you look guilty to a lot of people.
Then smiling and singing that song on TikTok, like, come on, you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Like, everybody misses Quentin.
Always trying to look at a larger picture. I think it's very possible that new legislation could be made, possibly against YouTube or YouTubers, if things like this continue. I mean, I love when we, the people, get involved in anything. I'm passionate about that. I don't believe in our system whatsoever. So I'm even conflicted about talking about boots on the ground. However, I see how it can go wrong. I guess there's a better way things could be done. But we're all freestyling. I don't know. I
mean, like, the problem is like, let's say with you guys here, would you want the same activity in your name? Let's say there's someone's accused of murder. Of course, you don't. And then suddenly, like 20 people, 25 people are there blasting, playing music, have kids running around, and all this stuff going crazy. You'd go nuts. Imagine like there was and like there's like literally one of the yards there in front of us. The lady was in a hospice, like she had to be taken out in an ambulance. So it's.
I mean, I think the only thing that would get on my nerves is them playing the baby crying loud as hell at midnight. You know what I mean? I'd have to go out there and ask him to stop that because that's a little. It's not overboard when you're doing it towards them, but I mean for the neighbors, that's a little overboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like a big harassment for the neighbors. It's like it's a problem because the neighbors didn't do anything wrong. They're just living there, you know. It's
Well,
like,
you heard the grandma's answer whenever that guy asked her what's his favorite color, and she was like blue, and he was like, well, what was his favorite food? And she's like, whatever the hell I wanted to give him.
Jesus H. Whoa.
Like,
I-
yeah, like, bitch, what? Like, so you just made him eat whatever? You know what I mean? Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, she did say that. But you know how many parents, though? I mean, honestly, and I'm not taking no inside here. You know how many parents, when someone asks a question, they're like, whatever the hell he wants. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, so I mean, that could have just been
Especially
like,
when they're aggravated, but
right.
I mean,
That could have been something that she just said. But dancing in their windows and agging on to them outside.
yeah, I mean, I
I
think
know
they
I'm
should
gonna
just.
get flack for this, but I don't care anymore.
I mean, she's not gonna live too much longer once she's inside of a jail. So
Well,
Go
hopefully
ahead,
she
Pete.
gets a long time in jail.
they're gonna take care of her. Whoever killed that baby, they're gonna take care of him in jail. Trust it's prison politics. That's what happens. You know what I mean?
Right. That is true. I mean, anything that has to do with a kid when you go someplace
Oh yeah,
like that.
they don't take that shit lightly at all.
And when you get there, they know everything about you in the first
Well,
place.
in my
I
opinion,
mean, I've served time, dude, and there's some fucked up individuals in there, but there's some people in there that have morals, and they'll
Yeah.
never see the outside of that place.
Well,
So what do they have to lose? You know what I mean?
I'm a
Right.
great proponent of the death sentence for certain crimes, like you mess with kids or you kill.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
You going. I usually use the term volcano because it's YouTube friendly. Toss it in the volcano, but that's usually what I say. So yeah,
Right.
Make a tie for them with 13 loops. You know what I mean?
Well, I think I mean, I think they should definitely. If she's like guilty of it, yeah, I think she should go away to the afterlife, in my opinion. But that's
Here,
very
I
much
think it's
me.
important to. I'm sorry, this is the second time I've cut you off, Tim. I
Go
apologize.
for it. It's your show.
Uh, I just I like to keep things as like not devil's advocate, just balanced. So the real, I can't say that right, so I'm just gonna say something predators in there. The YouTubers caught them on the island, and most of the protesters causing problems aren't YouTubers. I'm pro boots on the ground, constitutional rights, check mark.
Yeah, but I think boots on the ground's a little like if you're I don't agree standing in front of someone's house. If you want to stand in front of the mayor's place, you want to stand in front of like CPS, the people that fucked up. That's fine. I mean, like, and then that's what. But when you're kind of in a residential area, you're not only affecting that person, you're affecting the neighbors all around. And also that road, it gets dark. You have they're bringing their kids around. I don't want to see some kid get hit by a car because the parents are drunk or high.
Yeah,
Talking about how to be on pills.
Yeah, that'll be fucked up.
There's a lot of possibilities, and like my concern is kind of chaos theory. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong, and that is a concern. And I hope that is not
Murphy's Law.
Yes, precisely. Hold it down for just a moment. I want to see if the Valdez family reached me. I see I got some messages. Please do continue.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody did get muted because they had the name of somebody deceased, a victim that has been expired, and a moderator saw to it to mute or hide that user.
Oh,
I fully understand
In the
why
chat?
that would be done. So yes. So please to the moderator that did it, you don't have to apologize for a damn thing, and your family don't worry about a thing, girl. You good.
She said I blocked Isaac once because I thought he was talking shit about Eli. No, I wasn't talking shit about Eli, I promise.
I do. Yeah, there's a lot of the support that I get. I mean, it's what keeps me going. I can't even lie about that. I just please always remember I'm going to try to always fight my own battles. But yeah, if you see trolls, man, I ain't got time for it. Please feel free to take the trash out.
All right.
And, all right, so I'm on the Valdez group right now.
What's with the Valdez thing? I'm not sure. What's that?
So this is a case that dates back to 2021, and this is a missing father, brother, uncle, so many things. And the circumstances, if I could just skip to the point, is he just kind of goes missing after 2 years of being completely sober, goes missing. And what was written on the back of his car window was, he is near, help me. And there has been some implication that the wife and the boss of the wife had something to do with it. The boss, 1 month after Jamie Valdez is missing happens to be the one that finds the vehicle with this message that they say is not Jamie Valdez's writing. So it's a case that is a missing person case, and it's gone a little cold. And I promised this family to shine a light on it, and that's what I'm trying to. Okay,
What's his name? What's his name? Jamie Valdez.
Jamie Valdez.
Okay, it's in Arkansas, Bonesville.
That's that sounds pretty on point. Let me read the response I had just gotten. I promise we will get with you at a later time. I'm exhausted right now. Just a very emotional day. Oh, it's his birthday today. Okay, I totally understood. They have a community here on Facebook with almost 2,000 people, man. I mean, and it's all
I mean, the problem
dedicated to this.
Yeah, the problem is with like missing adults is like basically they don't really consider them like a crime yet. They'll be like, "Oh, adult just went missing. He just walked away," and a lot of times it lets it get cold for missing people. It's kind of a sad situation.
So who wrote on the window?
They don't have an answer, but they know it's not Jamie Valdez. So that points to me as a cover-up.
So from the writing on the window, whenever the cops found the car, the writing was on the window.
Yeah, when it was first off, the wife's boss of all people, after a month of this man missing, happens to be the one to find it in a freaking field. And when the police arrived, they sent me every news media piece that was done about this case and every snippet that I could possibly find. Watched a lot of interviews, and the writing, it is very ominous looking. They just somebody, like, let's say there's dust or soot, somebody used their finger and wrote, "He is near, help me," in big caps.
Yeah, it also says that the seat was pulled up, and also
no shit.
Yeah, which is like basically means someone was probably shorter than him that was driving the car, so probably.
But said he had an argument with his wife and then he went missing. Like, what the fuck?
So I mean, but they didn't like validate the writing, like the cops didn't.
Well, no, they said the writing. It says here. Let me see. It later was revealed. They said it's not like his old writing. It doesn't.
Well, see, like I know for certain, like whoever, if I wrote something and like somebody knows me really well, they know that I don't write anything ever in cursive. Everything I write is in print and it's very sloppy. I have sloppy handwriting. That's just what it is. But I would be able to tell someone's hand. Like if I know someone well enough, I'd be able to tell their handwriting. You know what I mean? And if it's not his handwriting, then who the hell's handwriting is it? You know what I mean?
So, and we have scanners out there that actually take that handwriting and put it through a system and actually basically almost pinpoint the person that writing actually came from.
My mom was a master at forging my dad's signature, and they divorced each other in '96. But I caught my mom. She was drunk one night at a restaurant, and she signed my dad's name to the ticket. And I was like, "Yo, you just forged my dad's name to that, and he's been dead since '03." And she's like, "No, I didn't. I put my name." I said, "You better look at it again." And she looked at it, and she's like, "Well, what do I do?" I was like, "Fuck, there's nothing you can do besides tell her to get another ticket or let it go, you know?" Yeah. And please don't be mad at me. I was like, "I'm not mad at you. You just drunk and forgot whose name you was writing."
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Damn, that's quite a little scenario to go through there, man. I mean, I'm not looking too deep into it. I mean, that'd be something I got you, fam.
I mean, it don't bother me, but it's just like, how many times have you done that to just automatically be like, "Oh, I'm drunk, let me write my ex-husband's name." You know what I mean?
That's exactly. How old are you when you saw that?
Oh, I mean, that was just a few years ago. I was probably 30.
Okay.
I mean, I was probably 30. I'll be 35 next year, but yeah, I know I was in my at least late 20s, maybe 30.
Probably led to a little bit of an uncomfortable conversation, or I mean, you may let it drop.
Well,
I didn't say nothing else about it once we left, because I was like, you either ask for her to print another ticket or you just let it go like that. And I think she let it go like that, but I don't talk to her about none of that shit.
Yeah, my mom had the perfect signature for my dad. Let's just say that much. The wives usually have very good signatures of their spouses.
Shit, I could barely sign my name. What the fuck am I for somebody else's? When I sign my name, I sign the first name and just the last like the first letter of my last name, I just put an S and a dot. Send it like that.
Yeah.
I just want to address the thing in the in the chat, like it's done and he's unhidden, so we can all move forward. All good, okay? Intentions we're always in the right place. It's gravy. We alive. We breathe
Oh,
in.
you talking about the guy that was? Yeah.
Yeah. We good. Yeah, it's okay. All right, we moving forward from here. Thank you.
Toodaloo, motherfucker.
So, all right, now let me move on. And okay, and thank you. If anybody from the Valdez family is watching, thank you for reaching out and clarifying. That's at least 1 out of 5 families that
All right, so
have reached out to regarding cases.
That's pretty sad. Situation is still missing. That's sad.
It's crazy.
let me get my little clipboard. I gotta write this down.
But anyway, man, I'm gonna skedaddle. You know, pumpkin time. I go to bed around early. But thanks for having me on, man.
B Tim, I just want to tell you, man, I got a lot of respect for you, man. And the fact that you said you have a 60% inkling that this individual is guilty, that actually tells me a lot in terms of
well, I mean,
possibility, because you were not easily swayed, and that is something I respect about you.
Yeah, I mean, it's I if you watch the video slow motion with the mother basically looking away and all and her calling the babysitter the night before, and also there's a lot of other things. The cell phone pings near the.
Well, not only that, but you seen when the grandma goes over there to the babysitter's scared of him.
Yeah.
That family's known for violence. Like they known for being rough and tough. You know what I mean?
Well, and the babysitter actually did a video. Yesterday? I do believe you did a video.
Yeah, and I think that's not smart of her to do it, because like when you get, I always tell people like it's best not to go on social media, because open investigation, you are just putting blood in the water, and it's not smart. It's not. Lalana only made herself look even more guilty to people. Yesterday I was like 50, but then I saw that interview and I was like, oh, that's 60, because that's.
They had them Amber Heard tears.
Yeah, and also just the mother. I mean, like you can when you look at body language, it's either she's angry with her or it's just ashamed. She's separating herself. That's not normal. When your daughter's crying, you're kind of separating yourself.
Yeah, she had a look of like disgust on her face. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not normal to go to a bar and have fun at a bar and eat food. Well, I mean, you got to eat. You're human, but she went to a bar and partied at a bar and had fun.
And then they were drunk last night, freaking arguing in the driveway.
It's like what is going? Yeah, I mean, I'm a father myself, and I was talking to Lady Wolf. I don't know what I'm thinking that's her name. Anyways, I was messaging her today, and she said something. I was like, look, I'm a father, and I wouldn't be able to even go on camera.
Yeah,
plain and simple. But then again, I actually would have made shirts with my missing son on it and hung out flyers too, and they didn't even do that neither. So
they're not even helping with the search at all. Like
no.
Well, they can't help with the search because the FBI told them not to help. It's basically the FBI's like the FBI and the police department. And plus, how are they going to do a search when there's like 20, 30 people following them?
Yeah.
And I mean, like they're not going to be able to do a search. The truth of the matter is that we just got to wait for the investigation. Hopefully,
I was talking with somebody last night about it, just off of the internet, and I was like, I think she's honestly going to take her own life.
I hope she goes to trial if she's guilty. So
I hope she does too, because I would rather see her, justice actually served instead of her just.
Well, that way everybody can get the truth, which is the pursuit of which we all hope.
I mean, I'm hoping that we can recover Quentin's remains. He gets a proper burial. And the person who did the crime gets punished to the full extent of the law.
Right. And
anyone involved gets punished for the full extent of the law. And hopefully some change in CPS is done, where they should have done some follow-up checkups on them. But they're very underfunded. The way CPS is funded is very weird. It's based upon how many cases they have and adoptions.
Yeah, it almost gives the incentive to like as many kids that they can get is the more they get paid.
Yeah, and they're just very underfunded because of that. So they don't have enough people to do follow-up care. And it's interesting if you want to actually talk to someone who actually worked with CPS, which was like Sweet Tea. She actually worked with them, and she actually knows. She talked about her experience, and she would have like 600 cases. And because COVID, a lot of people don't realize COVID basically stopped a lot of the follow-up care. I mean, I heard one case, area sellers basically they adopted her and her siblings. The foster parents said that she went missing. She liked to go outside, and it turns out the sister testifies about how they just threw area sellers in a dog cage, starved her all night, and to the point where she was she died from suffocation because they told the sister to put tape over her mouth. Then they lied about having COVID. The body still hasn't been found of this little girl, but they never did any follow-up care because
That's
COVID.
fucked up.
And they're still waiting trial. But the most messed up part is that the biological parents, who kind of were like, they fought for custody again, but they only did it because they thought they could get a lawsuit against CPS. And the biological grandmother, who they never notified CPS, they never notified the biological grandfather that these kids were going into foster care. And she was fighting. She even moved it to the island, like the next island there. But they fought her, the biological fought the grandmother for custody. They won, and then they realized they couldn't sue. They gave the kids back up to foster care. So now the girl.
Wow, that's fucked up.
And yeah, now they're in foster care, and the Kaluas who are up in trial right now, and we're still waiting for their trial, and we still haven't found her dead body. Aristella's dead body, and also now like the older girl that saw her sister starve to death is like traumatized, and she wants to leave foster care, and it's like, she's like, she literally wants to run away at this point.
I have been doing a deep dive on CPS just recently. Like I never thought I'd be doing a CPS kind of reacts video, but once you start going down the rabbit hole, you can't pull yourself out of it. I am extending my offer, olive branch, my open hand. Anybody that wishes to enlighten me regarding some of the good CPS can do, has done, or serves, I could use that, because everything I'm learning and discovering and seeing with my own eyes and the personal stories being sent to me are horrifying, and I'm very biased towards the negative regarding yes.
It's just a sad part about the whole thing. Well, anyway, guys, you have a good one.
All right,
man,
Tim,
nice
have a
meeting
good
you.
one. Nice meeting you, bro.
Bye.
All right.
I like his knowledge when he first got on about the conspiracies with MK Ultra and stuff.
Ultra.
Dude, that
yes, a lot of knowledge.
there's so much that happened before we were ever born. You know what I mean? That we don't know unless we read it or something. And then when you hear about it, you hear somebody talking about it, you're like, oh, that's bullshit. And then you go and read about it, and it's like a real government documents proving this shit. You're like, damn, like if they did that, what else did they do? You know what I mean? Like,
do you happen to remember the title of the book that I mentioned? It's called Lifting the Veil. This is kind of information that everybody as an American citizen or citizen of the world needs to know, what our government has sanctioned and done under the quote unquote greater good or national security.
Right.
And it's some of the most heinous stuff, man.
Some of the shit is just fucking like, how could they do that and claim it's for the good of anything? They didn't serve anyone any good. You know what I mean? Like, people died in the process. What was good about it?
People died, lives were ruined, families were broken, man.
I want to ask you one serious question. Who killed Kennedy? It was the passenger. It was the passenger of the car.
What word? I mean,
go watch the video again very closely. He turns around, he looks at Kennedy, and then his head explodes. Boom. And if nobody in that car shot Kennedy, why did Jackie Kennedy run out the car? If anything, she would take cover in the car. You know what I mean? From an outside shooter, she runs away from the driver and the passenger, dude.
I'm very cautious to ever co-sign to new information until I do my own vetting process. I mean,
it's
funny how I stumbled upon that little video that I seen one night. I was actually tripping on acid. And I was like, just watching. I was watching some Kennedy shit, and I was like, I know that. I was like, I know I'm tripping. I was like, but dude, I sat there and I watched it on replay, like back and forth, dude, for hours. And I was like, he shot that dude, bro. Like, I mean, you would have to go back and watch it. Like, I mean, I'm not saying do acid and do it, but
so let me ask you a question: was this an acid trip, or was this really you saying that the driver really shot Kennedy?
The passenger shot Kennedy. Because there's a driver and a passenger in that car.
Hold up, doing my thanks as always, because we got we got a new brace. We got to thank you, Dusty. Dude, the love is mutual. Love you, brother Eli. You're kicking it, and we kicking ass. I'm just sitting here letting people kick ass, but brother, thank you, fam. Appreciate it, my man. And
the passenger, he puts his hand on the back of the driver's seat, like on the headrest, and then he turns. You don't see his right hand. He turns and he looks at Kennedy, and all of a sudden Kennedy's head explodes.
But can I ask where you seen this at though? Like,
This is the video that everybody else sees. You know what I mean? Like,
is it the video of him riding in the car and
yeah,
then?
Yeah,
of
the
when he
one
was
that
assassinated.
here, hold up, Dusty. Please share. I think it's your daughter's YouTube channel. I think that's the one you asked me to share. Please drop the link right here. Everybody, show some love to somebody that's just trying to get out there. That's gonna be my next community post.
Oh shit!
We're here to build each other up. And I noticed, by the way, since we went and talked about Dolly, yeah, I see. I lost another couple of subs. Oh well, goodbye, Felicia's. Do continue.
So
Well,
you think that it was a passenger that
yeah,
assassinated Kennedy?
I do think it was the passenger, dude. I mean, if we know it wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald, like
Right.
I think
they killed him so he wouldn't come out and say, "Hey, I had nothing to do with this." They killed him, huh?
He was a patsy. That's correct.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Right.
But I truly, honestly believe it was the passenger of that car, and I believe it was a mob hit.
That's also, look, the CIA and the mob, or the FBI, I do believe they worked together, and that's kind of exactly what Kennedy.
Well, you ever heard of Carlos Marcellus?
Is that the club owner?
I don't know if he was a club owner, but I know he's from Louisiana, like South Louisiana. There was a letter that was sent from Carlos Marcellus to Dallas the day before Kennedy was shot. And all it said was like, I forget where I heard it. It was like on a radio station or some shit one night. And the guy was talking that, my grandpa brought the letter or whatever, whoever brought the letter. And he said he was informed not to open the letter. Like, don't read it until, like it got to its destination. And he said he did. And the letter said something about just do it. And I was like, just do it. That sounds like a fucking Nike commercial. I don't know if I believe that. Wow. You know what I mean? But why would a letter be from a mob boss straight to Dallas the day before he's killed? You know what I mean? I don't know.
I gotta say, I'm really, really like appreciative of how the flow of the chat is vibing with the information. Oh. Honestly, I ain't even gonna front, bro. When you dropped that theory right there, I was like, oh snap, that's like a milestone theory, right? That's like, holy snap.
Well, but let me tell you, let me share one of my stories with you.
Drop some
knowledge. So back whenever I was 16 years old, I actually got in trouble. Okay. Well, actually, when I was like, let's start from the beginning.
You got in trouble when you were 16?
I got in trouble.
How dare you?
I got in trouble a lot. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna share this with you guys. I got in trouble a lot when I was younger. Okay. So anyways, I'm not gonna say for what, but I went on and I ended up on probation for the third time in my life. And they said, well, I was 16 at the time, getting ready to turn 17, and they told me, if you don't straighten up, you're going to go, this is your third strike. You're done. You're going to prison. And I was like, okay, so what are you going to do about it? Untouchable basically at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, I'm going to send you to a scared straight program. I was like, okay, well, no problem. Badass me. I'm just going to go to this prison and just like talk shit to all these people and just walk through and own the place. Okay. And mind you, there was probably like 4 or 5 of my friends at the time that I got in trouble with me. So we all felt big and bad.
Yep. And
so I go on, and the prison guide beside us said, roll over your guys' belt loops on your pants. Because if you go too close to the prison cells, they're going to grab you and hold you against the prison cells. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want that. All of a sudden, I wasn't a bad boy no more. So, long story short, I'm outside in the yard, and I was outside in the yard, and they started passing around an envelope. And I was like, what is this envelope? Well, come to find out, the person handed me the envelope first. So I'm stupid enough, I grabbed this envelope, and they passed it around through everybody. And then the prisoners actually accused us of stealing their money.
Yeah. They did it to set it up like that.
So at this time, there's white crosses that you walk up. And I actually got smacked in the back of the head by, one of the trustees because I stepped on the cross. And the cross actually led to the gas chamber. So he got...
What jail was that?
Jefferson City, the Walls.
Oh, all right.
The Walls. It's closed down now. Now they use it for like ghost tours and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, that went that. And then I turned around, I went back inside, and we had to stand up and say what we was all in there for. The person I got along with the most, I asked him why he was in there for. I made that mistake. He told me why he was in there for, but I'm not going to repeat what the guy was in there for. So, anyways, he was a gang member. I'm just going to say that. I'm done with that conversation. But anyways, so we stand up in the circle, and they're like, what did you do? It's my turn. There's like all these burly guys, biker dudes with tattoos all over, blazed and just inked out. And I'm standing up there. I'm like, I told them why I came in there for. And they're like, we're your friend now, but we're not going to be your friend if you come in here, Holmes. And I was just like, yeah. And this one guy looks at me, and one guy in particular, and he goes, why don't you go to McDonald's and get you a Big Mac, fat ass? And I was like, what are you talking? I got all butt hurt and started crying and everything.
You are not ready for that day, brother.
And I'm just like, what the heck? So, anyways, long story short, I left the prison. Okay.
Hold it. Remember, long story short. Okay. Queen Survivor, thank you. And please, I don't know how to feel. This is your one is enough, but thank you so much. I will always embrace the support to a real progressive patriot, to a real, to build unity and love. Much heart, love, Pro-Pat fam. You all give me strength. We are here for you, Queen Survivor. All you need to do is call, comment, just reach out. We got you. We appreciate you.
Let's call it a progressive patriot chat instead of the super.
We got ourselves a the Pro-Pat fam. Thank you. But please continue. All right.
But anyways, long story short, I know, guys, when I start talking, you guys sometimes you gotta be like, guys, like, shh, you know what I'm saying? Because
you're doing fine. We're on a channel.
Right? I was about to say, I don't judge nobody for nothing.
But now I'm out of this prison, right? I'm like, oh my God, I'm free. And it was about 4 years later, I met this dude. And I'm just like, you look so familiar.
You was in my cornbread.
It was the guy that told me that go to McDonald's and eat a Big Mac. And he comes up to me and he's like, I remember you. And I was like, yeah, you remember me? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I just seen you throw that burger going 70 miles an hour and smack that dude in the face. And I was just like, yes, I did, guys. I had a Sonic burger. And the dude was wearing the wrong stuff. Okay, so
right.
I took a Big Mac or a Sonic burger. Hey, I was being nice, and I tossed it out the window about 60 miles an hour, and it smacked him in the face. Yes, when I was 16 and a half, 17 years old,
that's funny.
Happened.
That's funny as hell.
And it hurt him.
I bet you won't say nothing like that in jail again to nobody.
I've done some stupid stuff in my life, but the envelope sticks in my mind every single day, guys. It really does.
I see people in the chat. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now they turn Jefferson City, the Walls, into a ghost place where they do ghost tours and stuff. So yeah.
I'm scared of ghosts. I ain't gonna lie.
I understand the ghosts serve Big Macs on a daily.
Well,
Whopper.
Whenever we walked into the prison, there was the towers and stuff. And the reason why they call it the walls, because it has literally cement walls that surrounds the place. You can't climb the walls.
Well, there's a, I guess y'all have heard of FTW, right? Like yes. It stands for fuck the world.
Yep.
That's actually a lot of prisoners used to write that in their letters, and it stood from the wall. My dad had it tattooed on him. My dad was a career criminal, piece of shit, but he had it tattooed on him, and he was like, "That's the one and only tattoo I regret." And it's like, "Bitch, you should regret the rest of them, asshole." Like, but he got it tattooed because he thought it meant fuck the world. And when he found out its real origins, he was like, dude, like they trying to kill me behind this. You know what I mean? But shit like that, when you go in jail, something in jail means something totally different outside of jail. You know what I mean? And a lot of people get killed like that. And
oh yeah, I got to wherever I went to jail in my hometown, they'd be like, hey, they'd say my last name and everything. Like it was no problem, guys. Like everybody was like, hey fam.
I know.
Jail. And then they handcuffed me with pink handcuffs.
Pink handcuffs?
Pink handcuffs. They was mean. And
what you did?
That's a true story, though. I know I joke around a lot, but that is a true story. They literally handcuffed me with pink handcuffs out of every color on this roll that was connected to a bar. Pink handcuffs is what they would actually give me. So. They didn't like me.
can you tell me the name, how to properly say your name again? Because I don't want to say it wrong.
It's pronounced Ismick. Like if you read it, like
Ismick.
it's EYESMICK.
Yeah.
Like on my birth certificate, that's not how it's spelled, but it's IZEMIC on my birth certificate. But I hate my name for the same reason I love it. It's because I've never met nobody else with it. But
Well, Ismick, I want to offer, not a problem, just an offer. If you'd be willing one day to join me on a singular panel to kind of talk about, perhaps, if you're comfortable, our similar experiences with getting in trouble, to a level of comfort. You're down?
yeah, I don't mind. Like I don't mind exposing it. We could do it right now if you wanted, but we could do it whenever. But I don't mind talking about it because I know one thing: I'm not gonna say some shit that's gonna put myself in a predicament. I'm not gonna put myself in a bad place by speaking on it. You know what I mean? Because I've been off of parole a year now, a little over a year now, and I regret the shit I did. You know what I mean? That's why I'm not still in the judicial system fucking up. I made it a point when I was still in jail to get off of parole because 99% of people that's on parole, they don't ever see the day they get off because it's set up for you to keep failing and, extending it and extending it. I was like, man, I'm going to pay all your money. I'm going to get the fuck out of here. And it feels good, dude. Like, honestly, it feels good. I don't have to call my PO and be like, hey, I need to go to the next state over for a family reunion or something. Bitch, I'm leaving. Fuck you. I'm going.
I was very, very fortunate that a certain thing just happened to enter my state, which is drug court. That it didn't exist the year prior, but if it were not there, I would have done some serious time in prison. I had 1 felony, 3 misdemeanors, all in one night.
No shit.
Did just a little bit of jail, bonded out, and I had to complete this program for a year. And I went pretty psychotic because I was used to being on some sort of narcotic for such a long time. But yeah, man, I'll never forget that. And tell me,
Earlier date, I mean, it's up to you.
well, tell me, I have said this once before, but what would you have done in this situation? Is there an alternative? I still haven't thought up to this day. The night that I was taken in, the officer, I was walking in the trailer park next to my trailer park. I was almost home, maybe about 10 minutes away. And dude rides up next to me and says, look, and I had a backpack on. I always had one back then. He said, look, there's been some robberies in this area. You happen to fit the description. And if you don't let me search your bag, I'm just going to have to call the K9. I was walking. Now, I said I consented and I let myself get busted. Yeah. What would the alternative have been, though? Would he have to detain me? Would he legally have been able to detain me? And then I wait for K9 and it would have been worse, maybe?
Well, right off the bat, he lied to you whenever he said there was break-ins because he knew you had drugs on you and he was looking for drugs. That's why he said, hey, I'm going to call the K9 if you don't let me search you.
Clearly, yeah.
If you searching for items that were stolen, why do you need a K9 dog to sniff it? You know what I mean? Right off the bat, he lied to you. You know what I mean?
Like 20 years ago, and I've never thought about that.
Dude, hey, I've been in a lot of trouble, dude. And when they approach me, still, like, even though I'm done with everything, they approach me, they search me, and I give you, hey, do what you do. You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing I'm not gonna take off running. I have nothing to hide from you. If you find something on me, you planted it on me because I know what I'm doing these days, and I'll piss in the cup for you. There's nothing.
Right.
But you gotta pay attention to the shit they say. He said, hey, we're investigating some break-ins, and let's see what's in your backpack. If you don't let me search it, I'm gonna call a dog. What do you need a dog for? If you're looking for VCRs,
we can only speculate, but this is like new information, man. This is kind of a big deal to me. If I would have said exactly that, like if it's break-ins you're talking about, sir, why do you need a K9 again?
Oh yeah. See, if that had been me, I'd have told him, what do you need a K9 for if you're looking for items stolen, break-ins in the area? Because 9 times out of 10, ain't nobody running in there stealing freaking pounds of marijuana out of somebody's house.
Isaac, how's your time travel skill, perchance? Can you run into me back in 2000 or whatever and just let me know before that cop gets me?
Myself back a few years ago.
And the thing that burned the most is this motherfucker burned me, bro. Like when we got to the precinct or whatever, the jail, and the person at the clerk counter said, oh, what'd you get this one for? That motherfucker said, we got another one being dumb in Davie, which was the county I lived in at the time, or the, yeah.
How popular was you, like, as a teenager?
I was pretty fortunately very popular. And then this was after high school. Yeah, man, I was with the wrong people. But yeah, I
You
mean,
know, you know the details about it, but if you were popular in high school and you had a pretty big group of people that knew you, knew of you, knew what you was doing, 9 times out of 10, one of them probably told that cop, "Hey, so and so did this, this, and this. That backpack's got this in it," and he just seen you walking with a backpack. Hey, come here. Let's
Very
break it.
true.
Let me holler at you. You know what I mean?
the trailer park I was in alone is notorious for narcotics.
There
Period.
you go.
You know,
That's the reason why. They
that
see
area.
you leaving a place that was known for that and just assume that you had that in your backpack.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. When I walked into the jail, when I caught my charge and did all my shit, I walked into the jail with it on me because I have a prosthetic leg, and it was in my leg, like it was tucked off in my leg. No, I was arrested with handcuffs. They searched me 4 times and couldn't find it. I had a federal offense in the jail. Like that's what I mean. I walked into jail with it, and I still didn't tell them, "Hey, this is where it's at." They put me through the body scanner, and when they put me through the body scanner, your boy said, "Man, what's that in your left foot?" I said, "Man, it's my prosthetic leg." He said, "No, the pill bottle." I was
Ooh.
like, "You got me."
They slapped me with intent because I had like several pills and I
Oh,
had some green in multiple baggies.
yeah, I
That sucked.
got stiffed a lot harder than I did had it not been my first drug charge. If it would have been my second charge, I'd still be in prison.
Well, thank
Well,
you. Go ahead.
I had a cop come up to me. I was fishing with my brother. And mind you, this is in the middle of nowhere, guys. Okay.
Section of wasn't you?
Okay, so I'm actually from the country, so I lived in the country all my life. So I was fishing in the middle of nowhere. A cop comes up and says, "Hey guys, I'm looking for a cat." I'm like, "Well, there's no cat down here underneath the bridge. What kind of cat are you looking for?" He's like, "Come here, sir." And I walked over to him and he goes, "Give me your social security number." And I'm like, "Why do you need my
What?
social for? I'm fishing.
Right.
Plus, you're looking for a cat. What?" And then he put his hand on his gun and he's like, I need your ID. And I was like, "I don't have my ID on me." So I lived right up down the road from where I'm fishing at, though, like maybe 30 minutes up down the road. So I'm like, "Look, I'm not going home. Well, give me your social." So I give this cop my social. He runs it. He gets out of the car with his gun pulled and says, "I do not exist."
I'm waiting for the part where you say you have
And
a huge lawsuit against this county.
I'm thinking to myself, like, what I told the cop, "I'm standing here, aren't I?" That was my reply to this cop. At this point in time, I'm like, "I don't even care about your gun being pulled. You're
Right.
sitting here saying I don't exist. You came out here harassing me, and you're not even talking to my brother. You came straight for me."
You said you was a teenager when all this happened?
Yeah, I was probably 18, 19 years old, but I had my shirt off. I'm literally have no other place for tattoos underneath my shirt. So I guess he's seen that and the way I dress and stuff, and he's like, "Hey, this guy." And then he looked at me. I had Outlaw at the time. I had Outlaw tattooed on my arm because I was a big Tupac fan. So younger, I thought, okay, I'll get Outlaw tattooed on my arm. So I did it. Okay.
Right.
So, and he looked at me, he goes, "And are you wanted?" I'm like, "Dude, I just gave you my social. You asked me if I'm wanted. You're supposed to be chasing a cat. Now you're saying I don't exist. The cat doesn't exist. Who else doesn't exist to you?"
I mean, that goes back to what Eli was saying. He was looking for that cat. That was a fucking lie. He just needed
No, I figured it out. Bare bones. That was a younger Tony Dodge working on his security clearance. He was asking, and he was like, "You're not real. Are you real? Because your social security says you're not real. You're not real."
It was crazy, guys. Like, I've never heard a story. I've never had someone come up to me and actually say that asked me if I was wanted and literally tell me that I don't exist when I'm standing there in flesh and blood and talking to the cop myself. It made absolutely no sense. So, anyways, after that, my mom's like, "Well, we're gonna go to the police station. We're gonna turn in this cop."
right.
Yeah.
He was telling
So
you
at
what
this point,
you agitated so he could say you was resisting arrest, and
yeah,
he wanted to beat you, and
that's what he wanted to do. But the cop turns around and leaves after he harasses me, and my brother's standing over like literally just with his fishing poles watching the whole thing. And after he left, he's like,
brother
"What
out of
just happened?"
I'd have kicked right to the cheek. Bitch, come here.
So my mom's infuriated at this point. So my mom goes to the police station and tells them who the cop is, or asks who the cop is, and the cop replied, "This is me." And the cop still didn't get in trouble, didn't lose his job, didn't nothing.
Yeah, that's
Another
crazy.
example of
So
why I'm running on justice for
it's
just us.
crazy. It was crazy, guys. So I mean, but guys, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I just want to share that story with you guys. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get to bed, guys. So, anyways,
it's hitting midnight over here.
all right, guys. I love everybody, guys. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you, Bare Bones
Have a
and
good
Red
one.
Rebel Nation. Peace out,
Thank
brother.
you, bro. Have a good one.
There'll be nothing but